Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. Oh boy, they're not green bars anymore, they're red. There's one red bar, which is a bad sign. Seems fine on my end, or certainly on OBS, but... Ooh. Okay, yellow bar. 2 yellow bars. That's better. Still haven't gotten the notification from Twitch after 30 seconds. There it is. Okay. Just have a look. See there. See if anything's fucky on the stream. No, it seems alright. We're back up to green bars. Anyway, welcome back to the Storytime Network. Today we'll be demolishing the wall of chat to get to the interesting topics inside, because playing Red Faction Guerrilla, because I love to just destroy shit in this game.
Sometimes that's just what you want to do, you know? I feel like breaking shit.
Yeah, Jack is joining us on the go on his phone.
Woo-woo.
So the audio may sound...
There will be background noise. I apologize.
Yeah, it may sound a little weird, but we shall make do. So on the subject of the road, why can people not drive?
If I had to guess, it would probably just be because of a combination of complacency and a lack of thorough education on the matter.
Because, like, driving is essentially my job. Like, I do it a lot. And the amount of people that I swear just seem to have absolutely no fucking idea what they're doing in terms of driving is actually insane.
I mean, yeah. The people are... A lot of the people who drive are not good at it, as it turns out.
But it's wild to me because, like... I don't know, maybe this is me, like, bragging or whatever, but think I'm pretty good at it, and it's, like, feels so easy to me.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty good at it too, but I also have a lot of practice, and I'm also, like, not very complacent about my skills, unlike some people. Like, some people take for granted that they're invincible, basically, because they're in a car.
I'm not even talking about those people, I'm talking about the people who are so terrified of what they're fucking doing that they go at an absolute fucking snail's pace for no reason other than, you know, all it does is just hold everybody else up.
At that point, why even bother driving?
Yeah.
The chatter, Freeman. We need radio silence.
Like, Britain is not nearly as, like, car-dependent as the U.S. Like, I can understand why in the U.S. because our public transportation infrastructure is dog shit outside of a handful of major cities.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of other countries do not have that problem, especially in Europe. I just don't get it.
No, neither do I. I really don't get it. Like, there was this one person, so, like, one of the main junctions I use is basically a, fucking four-way junction.
Oh boy.
And there's obviously, there's the main road, and then there's, you know, obviously road either side of it, and I have to come out of one of the side roads quite often. And it's all traffic light controlled. And today I got stuck behind some person who turning right onto the main road, and basically just slowed down so much to make the turn. Like, was going like maybe 10 miles an hour at first, and then slowed down to like 5 miles an hour to make the turn. And I said, this is traffic light controlled, and we'd, you know, maybe not just barely made the traffic lights, but, you know, wasn't far off. And it's like, Jesus Christ, fucking move before we get sideswiped by some pricks, you know, rushing through the other lights. Like, come on.
Yeah. The thing is, not everyone is smart about the lights either, because some people are like, oh, I can make that yellow when it's like, it's been yellow for 3 seconds, and they're like 300 feet away from the lights.
Oh yeah,
and if you're fucking it, you're not gonna make the light.
That is insane behavior.
Like, if the light just turns yellow and you're 100 feet from the intersection, just fucking gun it and you'll make it through. But like, otherwise, like, heat fucking yellow. Yellow means slow down, not floor it like you're a madman.
Yeah.
Every single time you see it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, some people just be stupid.
it was a very, very, very frustrating experience for me early on in my shift today. Very frustrating experience.
I once had a cop car rush by me to pull over the person right in front of me while I was driving.
Ooh, I'm betting that was a bit of a worrying situation.
Yeah. Well, the guy probably was maybe going like 2 miles faster than me, but like where I live, a lot of the cops are just bored as fuck because used to live rather where I lived at the time.
Yeah.
It's a pretty boring city, so not a lot going on. So cops just like jump on whatever fucking pops out of them, I guess.
Yeah. I'm quite glad that the cops in my area are not like that. I can't say I've ever, you know, speeded whatever in front of any of them, but, you know, it's maybe been closer than preferable in a couple of occasions, but they don't give a shit unless you, like, physically go faster than them. Like, there will be people stupid enough to try and overtake a cop on, like, a 2-lane road.
Oh, God. See, there's 3 kinds of traffic cops. There's the kinds who are bored as hell and just want an excuse to write a ticket. There's the kind who are, like, genuinely concerned about, like, people actually breaking the speed law because they're driving like fucking maniacs. And then there's the kind who are just, like, driving like maniacs themselves, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Just absolutely crazy stuff.
But yeah, it does frustrate me how bad some people are at driving.
I'm in that same boat, dude. I get it.
It's also like the inability to know like where the sides of your car is.
Yeah, no. Situational awareness is huge when you're driving. And like knowing the dimensions of your vehicle is important. Like I can get not knowing how to use your car if it's not like one you don't normally drive, say borrowing something from a friend or family member, but like if it's your regular car, you should have a pretty good grasp on dimensions. Even if you want to play it safe, like, still know where your car is physically within the line.
Yeah. I mean, especially with that, like, getting close to curbs and parking, you can use that. That's essentially what your wing mirrors are for. That's what you should be using your wing mirrors for. You know.
Oh yeah.
You
well,
can.
That and like when you pull into a parking spot, you can literally just open the door and see if you seem like you're too close or too far from the line and adjust accordingly. It's not hard. Parallel parking, I get why people have difficulty with because it is kind of tricky.
Oh no, parallel parking fucking sucks.
Really well.
That's why I don't do it. I just don't
I only do it
parallel
when
park.
I have to. Parallel parking is one of those things like I get why people don't like doing it because
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah, no, it is a difficult skill to do. But yeah, if the choice is a spot where I have to parallel park or go find another one, I'll just go find another one.
I mean, there is a pretty good trick to parallel parking. It's not 100% guaranteed to work, but it usually works for me. Basically, when you're backing up, you line up your back passenger window so that when you're looking out your back passenger window and you see the back of the other car, that's when you cut.
Yeah.
The turn. That's the technique I was taught, and that's the one that usually works. Was not expecting to have a whole ass 15-minute conversation about 10-15-minute conversation about driving.
I mean, the other tip.
I'm not complaining though.
Yeah. I mean, the other tip that I have is when you are backing out of like a parking spot and you've got cars either side of you, if you wait until your wing mirrors are lined up with the rear of the like cars next to you, and then turn, you won't hit the car. Like,
as long as there's enough space, yeah.
You'll be absolutely fine. Like that's one that I learned relatively recently, and every time that I use it, I'm just like, wow, this is a fucking great trick. It just works so well. I now have almost no trouble backing out. Obviously, it depends on if someone's been a fucking dick and parked way too close.
Parked like on the line.
Yeah. Which, happens way too often, and if you try and get in your car and accidentally, your door accidentally hits the side of the car, they're the ones that'll get pissed for some reason.
No use for any of them.
Oh, it's almost like you shouldn't be parking so fucking close to the line, or over the fucking line, sometimes. God. But yeah, on a different note, there's, whatchamacallit, they've some of the, folks over, on Reddit translated the newest, SBS for, One Piece.
I think I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so, apparently, the former, warlord that Ace defeated and whose spot Kuma claimed, Hanafuda. He's the father of Ulti and Page 1.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah. Really interesting lore bit there, and apparently he was tight with Kaido, but after he was defeated and kicked out of the warlords, he was killed by an enemy when he was on his way back to see his kids.
Yeah.
Which... Damn, Oda, way to drop a tragic story in the middle of a fucking SBS.
I mean, yeah, sucks to be that guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Got his ass handed to him by a rookie, and then, or relative rookie.
Got fucking murked.
And then, yeah, got murked.
Yeah. One of the other interesting tidbits I saw in there, though, was, artificial devil fruits don't reincarnate. Like, once the user dies, the devil fruit disappears with them. Which indicates that there's some deeper primordial aspect to regular devil fruits that the artificial ones don't have.
I mean, that wouldn't shock me by any stretch.
Yeah. But it is interesting that Oda confirmed it in SBS. There are a few other things,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we got more info about devil fruits now in SBSs, because we've now lost basically, the main lore guy for devil fruits in...
No. Like, Vegapunk's kinda, sorta alive still.
Kinda, sorta, but yeah, I think it'd be a little difficult at this point to sort of fit them in, fit those lore drops in as much.
I don't know, Elbaf has been dropping some serious lore shit.
More in this.
Fucking mural. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, Oda cooked with that. With that spread.
Was that one? Was that chapter like after a break?
I think it was either shortly before a break or right after a break. I don't remember. I think it was 11:38. And if I recall correctly, 11:39 was the last chapter before break. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, 11:38 was not before, immediately before or after break. You looking up right now?
No, I'm killing fucking enforcers of the like fucking tyrannical rule on Mars.
Nice.
In fairness, they started it. They just started shooting me and killed a buddy of mine. So I killed them with my hammer. Then more showed up. More showed up and was like looking at the corpses, and I was like, huh, I should probably, you know, do something about this before the shooting starts again. So I just, you know, went wacky wacky with the hammer.
Like a preemptive strike.
You'd think they'd hesitate to confront the, you know, big, strong-looking guy with the big hammer, but, you know, it's wild what they do.
Hammer time. Yeah, the funniest tip in the SBS, though, to me was, Oda was asked, what it would be like if Luffy got a Vegapunk Sunlight situation.
Oh god.
Guess what the result was?
I'm gonna guess, maybe not greed, but hunger was quite high up in there.
So, it wouldn't be like the distribution we got with Vegapunk. It'd be 5 Yorks and 1 Atlas.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
To note, there is no good or evil in there, only chaos and gluttony.
Yeah. But on the subject of manga, Ichi the Witch is doing real well at the moment.
That is a good sign.
Because
I'm glad for it.
we got the we got told that over the course of volumes 1 and 2, it sold 300,000.
Which I believe is a pretty damn good number.
It's a very good number. And next week it's going to be getting its second, technically third lead color page in the course of 25 chapters.
So is that the one that's coming out tomorrow or next week?
Next week. This week is Akane Banashi, if I remember correctly, because I believe it's an anniversary.
Oh, nice. And Kagurabachi got a color spread recently too, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I get the feeling that Kagurabachi is going to be mainlined for an anime adaptation within the next... We're going to get an announcement within the year, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I would be shocked if it didn't come in the next sort of year or so.
We're probably not going to get the anime itself within the year, but the
no,
sure
not the anime itself, but my guess is at the latest.
Probably on the 2-year anniversary.
My guess is at the latest Jump Festa.
Yeah. When's Jump Fest again? It's like
It's like December, like late December, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Jump Fest at the absolute latest. I think it's more likely to come on the 2nd anniversary of the manga.
Very
I believe that's
possible,
what, September or October?
I think so. Yeah. Off the top of my head, that sounds right.
I remember it being like a late summer, early autumn release. Because that's why I remember the memes popping off about it. But yeah, Kagurabachi's been really good. I'm glad I finally got around to catching up on it. It was a good time to catch up, too.
Yeah.
This arc's been fucking fire.
I mean, in terms of the big reveal from last Sunday's chapter, people have actually pointed out that there were signs that there was another practitioner of the EI White Purity style that seems to be hidden for some reason. Guess we know why.
Yeah. Yeah, gee, I wonder why. Love it when an author can cook on the
Foreshadowing,
foreshadowing like that.
But also, imagine, like, Samura's situation right now, which is, like, just going, any sign of any enchanted blades? No. I have a fucking daughter. What the fuck?
What did that happen? How did that happen? What did I forget?
But yeah, I wouldn't bet against Samura showing up in the near future.
Oh, look, I don't know if he's going to show up for this specific situation, but he is definitely going to pop back up very soon.
I also saw people, like, complaining that Iori, I think is her name, if I'm remembering correctly. I've got so many fucking names in my head.
It's Iori.
Yeah. Was like, oh, she's just suddenly a great swordsman. It's like, well, A, all we've seen is that she blocked some Mook's blade, which, you know, doesn't really take
nothing about her skill level.
Didn't really take much, does it? And it's like, no, she's probably not going to be able to stand up to, like, the strongest fighters in this series, if nothing else from a lack of practice. But the point is, she can fight, if need be.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll maybe start fighting from now on, sort of thing. It's a start.
Yeah,
it's not, you know, she's not suddenly the strongest character in the series because of this.
Yeah. Nah, I was expecting her to not actually, like, I was expecting for something to go wrong and for her not to be able to, you know, just go back to her normal life, because that'd be a very odd plot cul-de-sac if she just went back to being normal and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, I could get her trying to go back to normal life after this whole mess is over, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I mean, I sort of, I sort of agreed with the theories that said she would end up wielding Tobimune, which I do think is still likely to happen.
I mean, yeah. Look, I don't know how many death flags there are around Samura, but, like, it's more than any man can carry without dying.
But, you know,
he is drowning in death flags.
Yeah, but to be fair, I didn't see coming the fact that she would already be able to, you know, wield a sword.
I mean, yeah, no, her being proficient in swordplay was a genuine surprise, but a welcome one.
Yeah, no, as said, I thought it was fucking really, really good reveal. And as it turns out, it has been, you know, well seeded.
Mm-hmm. So besides Oda the Goat, who do you think is the best foreshadower working in Jump right now?
Oh.
I am being very specific here because I don't want to open the can of worms of allowing Aruma or Black Clover to be eligible for this.
I mean, to be fair, Aruma's author is currently working in fucking Jump.
True, but I don't know if we've gotten deep enough into Ichi the Witch to get, like, deep shot foreshadowing yet.
I mean, there was a little bit because back when Kumugi was first introduced, I believe she did talk about her horoscope, which was an image, or like got shown an image of the prediction magic witch, or whatever she is.
Oh, that's clever. See, that's clever. That's very neat.
I mean, just in terms of art, I do think Ichi is probably up there at the moment.
I mean, yeah, the artist for Act Age is on it. She's a fucking great artist.
Yeah, I can't remember her name at the top of my head, but she has been absolutely fucking superb thus far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll continue.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how Nishi does it with both Iruma and Ichi the Witch on a weekly basis. That is insane.
Some people are genuinely just built different.
Yeah, no. Like, I know at one point, Akasaka also had, doing both art and, writing for Kaguya, as well as writing Oshinoko for a little bit, but that is also the period during which Kaguya's writing suffered the most, so,
I mean, maybe maybe Aka, working so much meant that they didn't have time to think of another ending for Oshinoko, so just like, first plan will do fine. What's the worst that could happen? Oh wait, yeah, I've gone completely away from it. Oops.
Yep.
And nobody will mind too much. Oh, a lot of people minded.
Yep. It's kind of wild that, like, out of all the series that ended last year, and there were a lot of series that ended last year, like, I think Oshinoko might have had the most controversial ending. Actually, no, I think... maybe hated is a more accurate term, because I think Jujutsu Kaisen probably had a more controversial ending. But Oshinoko just, like...
Which is wild, because Jujutsu Kaisen's ending, like, was just fucking milquetoast. There was nothing wrong with it, it just, wasn't superb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a while, Hiro Aka's ending was not well received, but then we got the epilogue chapter that really helped, like, knit things together a lot better.
Yeah.
So people were a lot more forgiving of it after that.
Which I still need to read. I mean, to be fair...
I still need to read it too. It's not on English yet.
Yeah, I still need to read, pretty much the entire ending of My Hero, but, it is what it is.
Yeah. And in fairness, like, the ending of Hiro Aka, like, even prior to the epilogue's release, was not that bad by Shonen Jump standards.
Yeah.
I've seen far, far worse endings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it did get brought up in the server the other day, but like, whatchamacallit, Yuna had a very, very bad ending.
Mm. Yeah, so you mentioned that.
Of course, you got shit like Nisekoi, which ended with second worst girl winning. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have Ass Class, which has a superb ending.
Again, the point is that, fucking Matsui, I'm almost certain, had the start set out, had the ending set out, worked his way there. But,
Yeah, I think the difference between him and Aka is probably that, whereas Aka had the ending planned from basically the beginning, he didn't have the connective tissue in place and didn't do a good job of working towards the ending from the beginning after a certain point.
Yeah, the point is that, like I said, Matsui did that, but Matsui also, made sure that, whatchamacallit,
I'm pretty sure.
the story.
I'm pretty sure Matsui had at least a vague roadmap of the story.
But yeah, but Matsui also made sure that the story stayed true to the themes that he wanted to depict with the ending.
Mm-hmm. He didn't meander. He didn't let his characters get out of the hand of what he was trying to go for. And that's a trap a lot of writers can fall into. Like, the thing is, like, if you're going to let your characters grow and develop in a way that wasn't the way you originally planned, you need to be able to adapt your story accordingly.
Yeah.
And Akka did not do that.
No.
Just absolutely wild to contemplate. But, I do have faith that Oda is going to stick the landing on One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Oda has shown multiple times that he can adapt on the fly and just change plot points as needed to make a better story. Like, Vivi was not originally meant to be a major character, just like a throwaway side villain before Oda just, like, drew her with her hair down and thought, she looks princess-like. Let's go with that.
Yeah. I mean,
and
what I think is that, or the danger with One Piece is that I'm sure it won't have a bad ending. It will be whether it has an ending that satisfies everyone.
That's impossible.
And yeah, it is impossible.
I do think, though, that the question isn't whether One Piece's ending will be good. The question is whether it will be great. And I think Oda is an adaptable enough writer that he can pull it off, no matter how far the story, like, twists and turns. Because, again, I think he's a very adaptable writer, and, like, a lot of the credit he gets for planning shit out ahead of time, at least some of that is just very clever improvisation.
Yeah.
Like, if you can take a turn and, like, take a swerve and just, like, turn it into foreshadowing retroactively, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, adaptability is probably the most important factor in being a good writer. But yeah, any other mangaka you think are good examples or bad examples?
What, of adaptability or
just in general of writing quality and, like, consistency? Adaptability too, but
I mean, just in terms of skill, I would put the whatchamacallit, Haikyuu author Furadate up there. Like, I do, genuinely think he is a fantastic writer, and the fact is that he wrote a 400 chapter fucking series about volleyball that continually got better. It wasn't like got better while still managing to stay realistic. I think is another thing.
Yeah, I didn't go all, what's up with that one, fucking, sports anime that is infamous for being so over-the-top insane?
Like Kuroko. Look,
Kuroko, that's what it was.
Series like Kuroko have their place, and I'm not gonna, say they shouldn't exist, sort of thing.
Oh, I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. I'm just saying it's very well known for being over the top.
No. But my point is, I'm not saying Haikyuu is automatically better for being more realistic, but I do think it takes, a certain amount of skill to write it to be realistic and yet still compelling.
Oh, you know what? The fucking Death Note authors. They. So, you read Death or watched Death Note, right?
No. I've read...
No! Really?
The only thing of theirs that I've read is Bakuman.
Okay, that's wild. Okay, I did not realize you had not witnessed Death Note. Do you care at all about spoilers?
No, not at all.
Good. So, I do think, like, the back third-ish of the manga is, like, a step down from the rest of it, because it lacks the core cat and mouse game between Light and L that defined most of the first half to two-thirds of the manga.
Yeah.
Because the authors pull the ballsy move and let Light win. With a truly insane gambit that, like, should not have worked, but somehow did.
Yeah.
But, like, very well written, honestly. I will give them props for that. The problem is, like, without L there, the series didn't have nearly as much of a driving force as it had prior. Because Light's on top of the fucking world. He has no one to oppose him. And when you get, like, L's successors to the role of antagonizing Kira, like, they don't have the oomph that L did.
Yeah.
And the quality of the series kind of falls down quite a bit by because of that. Now, I won't say that the series is bad overall on the whole because of it. Far from it. It's still a pretty strong series, and I do think, like, given their most recent completed work, like, God, they've fallen off. But yeah, now Death Note honestly holds up fairly well, I think. It has some issues, primarily in the form of the author's greatest weak point, writing women.
Yeah.
But, God, what is it with shonen writers being dog shit at writing women? I know not all of them are, but a lot of them are.
Yeah.
I know we had a whole ass stream on this, but still. God, we should revisit this episode at some point. It doesn't surprise me much that most of the shonen authors who are best at writing women are also women.
Yeah.
Because you got Arakawa, author behind the absolute GOAT, Full Metal Alchemist. And, of course, you've got Nishi, who is behind both Iruma and Ichi the Witch. And the female characters in those series are all fantastic.
Oh, God, I love Descartes.
Descartes is great. She really does deserve to be basically the Gojo of her setting. She is just so fun. Very expressive too, which is also very good.
Yo, I'm not even gonna call her the Gojo of the series. I'm gonna call her the Ethan of her series. So reference them fewer people will get though.
Ethan. Yes.
I mean, look, I like Gojo a lot, but it's also clear that Akutami didn't 100% know what to do with him.
Oh, absolutely.
And how to, certainly in the present day, how to really write him in a way where, you know, he didn't impose too much on the story.
Yeah, the problem with Gojo is that he had too much of an impact on the story, and also that there was no way to really write him out of the story without making without either A, making the villain who did so look like they won by a cop-out,
yeah,
or B, make Gojo look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
and he somehow managed to do both.
Yeah.
Because, like, I get that Sukuna pulling bullshit out of his ass using a special technique that he didn't have access to prior to their final encounter. I mean, I kind of get the technique in question. It makes sense, but at the same time, like, you think Gojo would have known to dodge that?
Hmm. I mean, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a way that you could have done it without it seeming as much of a cop out.
I mean, I feel like the anime might be able to rectify it when they get there.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a big ass.
Shit. Well, I'm trying to think. Would it have been better if sort of Sukuna almost took out Gojo in like a suicide attack, and then revealed that he was able to survive because of Maharaga?
Maybe. It's hard to say because, like,
because that's something
Gojo or a character like him is difficult.
But yeah, something like that allows, you know, Gojo to be surprised, because he obviously wouldn't expect Sukuna to do something like that, while also playing into, you know, Sukuna survives because of a already known ability sort of thing.
Yeah.
We know about Maharaga's adaptability.
Yeah.
There's still
and we know he's been using it throughout the fight at that point.
Yeah. There's still going to be an element of, you know, bullshit in the sense of the suicide attack that may or may not have happened. But, you know, there'll at least have been some setup for how Sukuna survives where Gojo didn't, sort of thing.
Yeah. I do also think that, what do you call it? Oh, boy. I do think that part of the issue a lot of people have with it is that Gojo died at all, or that he wasn't somehow, like, brought back from death and or the brink of death after the fact. Partially because it also just feels like he's been written out in a pretty disrespectful manner.
Yeah.
Like, I get that Akutami doesn't like Gojo. He has made his feelings on the character abundantly clear, but, like, it gets back to the whole thing with character death that I was talking about in Discord a while back, or actually rather recently. Like, your audience becomes attached to the character. Like, there's no getting around that, and you can only really affect to some degree which characters they get attached to, and by how much, and even then only by a little bit. And if you write out your characters too disrespectfully, it will change the tone of your story.
Yeah.
It will affect how your audience perceives the story and gets attached to the remaining characters.
Yeah.
Like, Game of Thrones, for example, because it's the easiest example, like, it wrote out characters a lot, but, like, in the core books, most of the characters' deaths, like, make sense, and, like, while not all of them are, like, respectful send-offs, at least all of them are fitting send-offs.
Yeah. Again, you know, you do look at the Red Wedding, and then you look at actually the work that Martin put in to actually set all of that up, and it is legitimately there. You can understand how that happened.
Yeah. Whereas you get shit like some of the stuff that happened in, like, the later seasons of Game of Thrones, and it's like, okay, but why the fuck does this character have to die at this point? This makes no sense. This character literally has to act supremely out of character to ensure that this other character dies. Cough, cough, the entire Dorn subplot. Cough.
Dawn is one of those where it's clear that they just had absolutely no idea what they were actually doing there.
Yep.
And so it very much was a case of whatchamacallit. They felt like they needed something to, you know, fill the time in the season they were introduced, and then we're like, hey, we haven't done any Dawn stuff. Let's do Dawn stuff. Okay, what do you want to do with the Dawn stuff?
They literally could have done, like, there's a lot of material to work with in the books. Even if the Dorn plot in Feast for Crows was not particularly popular, like, there is stuff to work with there.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Greyjoy plotline, honestly. Like, they turned Euron from a horrifying, intimidating warlord into a fucking clown, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, I get taking the piss out of him a little bit because he is, you know, a shit stain, but at the same time, like, he's supposed to be a major antagonist for the later parts of this big fantasy saga that is escalating in danger and magic. Like, there are many better ways to write him than, like, knock off evil Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
And then there's all the shit that was done with the Sand Snakes and and basically all the other characters adjacent to both the Dorn and the Greyjoy plot lines. It's a mess. It's a huge ass mess.
Yeah.
And let's not even get started on all the character deaths in the last 2 seasons. Are you distracted right now, Mel?
Little bit. Just killing goons and stuff? The secret police force have led a raid, and I'm trying to put an end to it.
A raid Shadow Legends?
I'm glad that just sort of disappeared.
No, I still see ads for it pop up occasionally. It's just not as often anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it is dying a slow death, as it should.
I mean, here's the thing. I genuinely think the evil Daenerys thing could have worked, and, you know, may actually be the route that Gurum is going.
You can see scenes set up for it in the Song of Ice and Fire. It's just very subtle compared to, like, the show just pulling a fucking 180 on the character in the last 2-3 episodes.
But yes, it needs to be far better set up than it was.
Yeah. Like, I can also see Martin deciding to tweak his ending partially because of the backlash it got.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me if that was what was causing the series, causing Winter to take so long to come out. Genuinely.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was at least a major factor in it. I don't think it's the only factor, but it's probably a factor.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's also mentioned that some characters he has a much harder time writing through this part with.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is also just due to, like, the shenaniganry involved in weaving plotlines together. Because I know he mentioned what was the Myrni is not with writing Dance of Dragons, where he had a lot of trouble making sure everything came together because, like, so many characters fucking converged on Marine at any given time.
Yeah.
Throughout the plot line of that book, so he had to get the timings right and the character arcs right, and, like, just a total mess going on in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the same thing is going to be happening with King's Landing in particular, in the Winds, because the only POV character we have there right now is Cersei, but you also have Ariane going there, you have John Connington going there, you have possibly a bunch of other characters going there at some point. We don't know.
Yeah.
And it's, that, and I think he might also be having trouble with Bran shit, because Bran has just, like, a lot of issues with how he has to be written.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a bad character mind, but, like, there's a lot of finagling going on with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think, if I recall correctly, Martin has mentioned that he made progress on it, like, a couple years ago, I think it was. So maybe we'll get that soon. But it's been 14 years almost since the last book dropped. I have no idea if Martin's going to be able to finish. He might finish Winds. I don't know if he'll finish the Dream of Spring, is the issue.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe getting through the mire of Winds will help him get everything streamlined for a Dream. But honestly, I think it would be for the best if he didn't force himself to stay within 7 books. Because it might be that part of the issue, his issue is trying to converge everything so that it ends properly within the span of 7 books.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's necessarily the only issue, but I think that may be a major issue stymieing him.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help.
Yeah, like, I do also see most of the character plot lines ending a lot differently than they did in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel like we're going to get, like, the very honestly horrible ending that Jaime got, for example.
Probably not, no.
I also don't think Euron's going to go out like that. Cersei, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she wound up dying at some point in Winds. But she might make it to the last book. I don't know. She has been a mainstay since the start of the series.
How many of her kids are still alive? We've still got 2 of her kids alive, right, don't we?
Yeah, Marcella and Tommen are still alive in the books. I know they're all destined to die, but who knows? Maybe one or both of them will survive. It really depends on how Martin decides to play it. If they die a literal death or die a metaphorical death.
Martin tends to go with the literal death, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would be my instinct.
Yeah, I also don't think that good old Stannis the Manus is going to die in Winds, at the very least.
No, I don't think he'll die in the same way at all.
Yeah, if he dies, it probably won't be the same way, and I don't think it will be in Winds, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might very well last until the final book. But yeah, I am curious if Martin is also going to stick with Shireen dying. Because that is apparently one of the plot points that he had revealed to Benioff and Weiss when he was giving them details on future books. We know for a fact that 2 of the 3 plot lines were the circumstances of Hodor and his source of his name, as well as Shireen dying by being sacrificed, were 2 of them. And it's speculated the 3rd one was Bran becoming king at the end.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to stick with that 3rd one, but the first 2 seem fairly likely.
Yeah.
I just think that the circumstances around Shireen's death are probably going to be a lot different than they were in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for one thing, she's not even with Stannis right now. Like, she's at the wall, if I remember correctly.
I wonder if it'll actually be like in the fight against the White Walkers.
I think it's likely. I think Stannis will decide that it's necessary to sacrifice her in order to defeat the White Walkers. Yeah, I also think that Stannis may wind up being the one who retakes Winterfell.
Very possibly.
Like, the show massively underplayed him. If I remember correctly, Benioff and Weiss...
they didn't really like him, no.
On the record, yeah. Yeah, they're on the record for very much disliking Stannis. It's like, yeah, but, like, even if you dislike the character, he's a pretty core member of, like, the main plot line. Several of the main plot lines. And that goes into, like, the whole, integrity adaptation thing that we've talked about a couple times before. Like, at what point do you as adapter, like, let your biases influence an adaptation in a way that detracts from the overall story?
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, at what point have you let that happen? Because, like, it's one thing if, like, your biases make you give a little bit more spotlight to a more minor character who you think deserves a little bit more focus. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, some fun fillery stuff sometimes. But, like, if you like, actively dislike a character and they're like, you know what, fuck this character, I'm not going to give the character anything that, any of, like, the more interesting qualities that they have in the text because fuck them.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Like, what are you doing at that point? I'm not saying every adaptation has to be a perfect one-to-one, because that's not feasible in most cases. But, like, you should have a commitment to, like, understanding the work you're adapting and trying to translate as faithfully as is reasonable to the other medium.
Mm.
Sure, some changes must be made due to the needs of the medium and all that, but still. Anyways, I'm rambling here.
No, I mean, I absolutely agree with you, you know, and it is the feeling of them that they, you know, fucked over the character because of their personal feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they fucked up. Stannis is one of the more egregious ones in terms of just, like, character-wise. Another egregious one was, actually what they did was Tyrion, and Shay, and that whole thing. Because that was a case of the characters and actors kind of evolving away from the original script.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to find a way to adapt to that or adapt around that, like, they could have, they instead just, like, derail Shay towards her book counterpart in a way that felt incredibly inorganic.
Yeah.
And also they completely dropped most of the Taisha stuff, which I don't know how much that's going to play into the next couple books, but like, it is still kind of crucial to Tyrion's character, and displacing most of that to be about Shay rather than Taisha is kind of, like, not great.
Yeah.
We'll say, though, like, they nailed Tywin. They
got Tywin perfectly right.
Like, on God, like, Charles Dance is one of the best actors around, and him as Tywin is fucking, like, incredible, career-defining acting. I'm honestly, like, one of the best TV villains ever.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's so what makes that unfortunate is that, like, basically every villain after Tywin just kind of winds up being in his shadow.
Mm. I mean, again, Tywin did have the benefit of being, you know, fully from the books, whereas certainly the vast majority of the antagonists that came after, you know, they ended up having to write without the books and clearly were not able to do it.
I think the one they managed to do the best with was Ramsay, because, like, Ramsay's conclusion was very fitting.
Ramsay is just not that complicated, though.
True. Ramsay's a very simple and straightforward villain to write.
Like, he's just an asshole. Like, there's not a huge amount of nuance to him.
No. It doesn't hurt that they got the perfect actor for him, though.
Yeah.
Like, he manages to do a really good Ramsay, which is kind of wild considering how much of a nice dude he is in real life.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name at the moment.
It's something Welsh, so it's like, Ewan Rion? Something like that.
Right.
Like, it's, I-W-A-N, Rion.
I think it's Ewan Rion or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, no, he's great. Honestly, like, if you've seen, like, the casting, like, the whole cast is incredible, but, like, if you see, like, the cast doing the live reads of the scripts as after they got them,
Mm-hmm.
it is wild to see how they react to, like, the Season 8 shit that they get.
Yeah.
Like, you see Colwith Hill reading through Varys' death scene and, like, just tossing the script aside with disgust.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him.
No, I can't. I thought you were, to be honest, I thought you were going to continue on the vein of characters being nicer than their on-screen actors being nicer than their on-screen characters, and talking about the what was it? The fucking Coldplay musical, like whatchamacallit?
The drummer.
Not the drummer, but like the thing, the little skit thing they did for Red Nose Day.
Red Nose Day. Yeah, I remember. That was very funny.
With Rion being like really, really excited and being the only one who was really excited at first. And Mark Addy just being like, why the fuck am I here? Why is nobody else here? You promised me everybody else would be here.
Yeah. But yeah, nah, you got a lot of good contrasts there with the actors and the characters. Like Jack Leeson as Joffrey, one of the most intensely love-to-hate villains in TV.
Yeah.
And just like, the dude is a swell guy. He also retired from acting after Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know, I don't blame him because of the way people fucking reacted. They were absolute fucking assholes about it.
Yeah, because they couldn't separate the character from the actor. Because they're fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also, like, what you call it. It's kind of interesting to see it, a little bit of the whole mean character, nice actor thing continue into House of the Dragon as well, because you have
I mean, Matt Smith.
You have Matt Smith, who is an absolute gem of a person, and Damon is a complete asshole. An entertaining one, but a complete asshole.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, it's just very funny. Fuck. Now, House of the Dragon, that also has its issues, but it's not nearly as egregious as Game of Thrones yet.
Yeah.
I think most of the issues with House of the Dragon are more pacing-oriented than anything else.
Well, unfortunately,
like
fucking, House of the Dragon is coming out at a point where sort of the, style of Game of Thrones episodes has gone too far. In the sense that we are now sort of at the breaking point of, you know, small amount of episodes for a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
even the end of Game of Thrones, you know, suffered from that. Because, you know, they got, what was it, like 6 and 7 episodes for the final seasons.
Yeah, season 7 was 7 episodes and season 8 was 6.
Yeah.
Like, most of those episodes were super fucking long, too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to, you know, fix the issues there.
It wasn't like, you know, the, for example, season 8, you know, it wasn't like the episodes were fucking, it wasn't like those 6 episodes took the same amount of 10 episodes from the previous season, sort of thing. Like...
Yeah. Like, it's not surprising that, like, the last 2 seasons are the worst, too, because, like, they don't really fucking pace them out as well as they do with prior seasons.
No.
Even season 5, which is the weakest of the 6 prior seasons, was still not horrifically paced out by comparison.
Yeah. But again, you know, it's showing in, you know, it's suffering, or it's causing other shows to suffer as well.
I mean, we're also just getting stuck on the whole thing of streaming services increasingly pushing for 8-episode seasons of fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have no fucking room to breathe anymore in a season with just 8 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Like, even when Netflix was first doing its thing, like, it was still a 13-episode season, which is more than enough to usually tell a complete story.
Yeah.
With a little bit of extra stuff here and there.
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, oh, go ahead.
I mean, Doctor Who, you know, the most recent season was 8 episodes, and because of Ncuti Gatwa's prior commitments with, I think it's Sex Education, you know, he ended up not being in at least one of them, maybe 2 of them, really. But, you know, I'm just trying to find previous seasons.
Oh, you know what's really funny? Sorry, sidebar. Apparently, Gatwa was pulled aside by the showrunner and told he cannot swear while he's in costume as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's just very funny.
But yeah, you look at basically from Christopher Eccleston to the end of Matt Smith, 13 episodes a season. You get to Capaldi, 12 episodes a season. Then you get to poor old Jodie, who again was affected by COVID as well, but 10 episodes, 10 episodes, 6 episodes. And then Shooty, 8 episodes, 8 episodes. And it's just like, you've lost 5 of those episodes to get to know the Doctor and the companion. Or build a story. Because that was, you know, for someone like...
You have lost a third of your TV season.
Yeah, and, you know, for someone like Smith, the 11th Doctor, like, so much happened in those seasons building up to this big fucking, like, climax at the end of the season. Like, you can argue whether all of it was good or not, but, you know, it was certainly entertaining, if nothing else, I would argue.
I know there's some dipshit reason that streaming execs are obsessed with 8-episode seasons. I cannot, for the life of me, find any justification for it. And, like, an actual legit justification that doesn't sound like corpo bullshit.
I mean, their motivation will probably be that, you know, contracts were, you know, standardized back in the days where you did have, you know, a lot of episodes, and therefore people are paid per episode, sort of thing, probably. I don't know. That sounds like something they would do.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Something corpos or vultures, something kill them all. I don't know.
So
what I do know is that
it wouldn't surprise me.
a lot of streaming, a lot of streaming execs are just like assholes with dollar signs who don't really care about actual storytelling or, you know, the quality of a series.
Yeah.
They just care about lining their pockets.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I think capitalism is the antithesis of art, but what do I know? What was it? No, wait, what was the phrase? It was capitalism is the death of art, I think it was.
Probably.
Either way, it feels fitting.
Yeah.
Fucking money-grubbing shitbags.
No, and it is frustrating as, you know, the generation that has watched this decline, basically. With, you know, very little ability to do anything about it.
Yep.
Because, you know, like I've said before, I grew up on House, I grew up on Bones, I grew up on Scrubs, all of which, you know, were 20-plus episode seasons. Bar, you know, one season that was done in 2008 with the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Which is, you know,
Fucking everything got it hit by the writer's strike.
Totally understandable. But, you know, I look at shows now, you know, fucking live action One Piece. 8 episodes.
It was very smart of them to actually break the Baroque Work Saga in 2 because they could not have crammed Alabasta into an 8-episode season if they had to start from fucking Log Town.
Yeah, no, they probably wouldn't have been able to.
I mean, they would have been able to, but would have been coherent in the slightest? No.
No. I may have killed a person. Well, she was trapped under the rubble of the building I just destroyed, and she's now not moving.
Rip. Unfortunately, you gotta make sacrifices for freedom!
I mean, there wasn't really much freedom about it, I just saw a building I wanted to destroy. So much of the environment is destructible in this, I have fun with it.
Fair enough. But yeah, like, no, very smart on the producers to come to the conclusion that like, hey, Netflix is being dicks about like strictly adhering to 8 episode seasons. So we're just gonna split this saga in half because it's the only way to make anything coherent.
Yeah.
Like once they finish with Alabasta with season 3, I think they could probably fit Giant Skypiea into 8 episodes if they get long enough episodes and they pace it out right.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna fucking work for the Water 7 saga.
I mean, if nothing else for Skypiea, let's be honest, there are some fights they can cut out without losing too much.
That too.
There are obviously some fights you definitely still need to keep, but I feel like compared to, say, Alabasta or, as you said, Water 7 and Eddie's Lobby, there are more fights you can cut out of Skypiea without losing too much of the actual, story.
Yeah, I think only a few hardcore fans will be pissed if they cut Zora versus that one Skypiea dude.
I mean, look, let's be real. Ow.
Or the Shandian, rather.
Yeah. I remember when we were doing whatchamacallit, it was one of the One Piece tier lists, certainly. And like we kept coming across Skypiea dudes and I kept just going, I don't remember who that is. I don't remember them actually being a part of the arc.
Yeah. I feel like Skypiea is one that is a good idea to revisit at this stage, because it looks like a lot of the deeper lore is going to be a lot more connected to Skypiea than we originally thought.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, at the time you're going through it the first time, Skypiea does not seem all that consequential.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But another one though, fucking Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
Like again, is probably going to end up getting shafted because of the amount of episodes they get, and the amount of time it now takes to film said episodes and get them out.
At least with Sea of Monsters, like Sea of Monsters is the shortest book in the series. 8 episodes is plenty for that.
Yeah.
But to get into like the last 2 books, Battle Labyrinth and The Last Olympian, it's gonna be a lot harder.
Yeah. I mean, on the plus side, I saw that Riordan has said, even though they've not gotten confirmation they're getting a season 3, they have started working on the scripts for a season 3.
That's
so,
good stuff.
Fingers crossed, once they get the green light, and they should get the green light, I'd be surprised if they didn't at this stage, they can, basically start work on season 3 immediately.
Yeah.
Or even with a head start sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because again, that is very much a series that is going to, be heavily reliant on filming as much as they can, as soon as they can.
While the actors are still young.
Because of the age of the actors.
Yeah. Like, once they get up to, like, the later teen years, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, one of those things, like, you need to make sure you get at least through, the 3rd season before they get too old.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the fucking Harry Potter movies, right? Like, they basically released the first 3 movies within, 4 years?
Yeah.
Within a 4-year span? Because they had to, otherwise the actors were going to age out of the roles very quickly.
I mean, even then, there's a noticeable difference for Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, because they're, 16 at the time, and they're playing 14-year-olds?
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
but,
you can tell there's a huge jump between, the first 2 and the later ones.
Yeah. It's certainly slightly better getting to the 5th book. I mean, part of it is that everyone is given a fucking haircut, which helps. But yes.
Yeah.
Also, while we're on the subject of Harry Potter, apparently the new HBO series has found their Dumbledore.
Oh no.
John Lithgow.
Oh. Yeah, that tracks. Wait, is John Lithgow even British?
Nope. He is American.
Huh.
So we shall see how that goes. Well, certainly we won't see because we're not going to watch.
Why would I'm not like even a big Harry Potter fan in the first place.
Yeah.
Hope this helps.
Yeah, like, nah. There's no point in making a series adaptation of it anyways, because, like, the movies are still pretty fucking fresh in people's minds.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Demolition, so
like, the last movie came out, what, 13 years ago?
I want to say, like, 2010, 2011.
Yeah, 13 years ago, then. Almost 14, but, like...
God, don't say that.
Sorry. Had to be said, though, because it's still, like, very recent. It's not a case where, like, it was a botched-ass adaptation, so they need to make a new adaptation.
Yeah,
like
2011. 2011.
Yeah, those movies were not, like, regarded as botched adaptations. They're held in pretty high regard, from
yeah.
what I know. Like, I don't get the insistence on pushing for another adaptation outside of, you know, hey, that Fantastic Beasts franchise you were working on kind of fucking flopped.
Yeah.
And, Warner Bros. Discovery wants fucking money because David Zaslav is a fucking parasite.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that fucker so much.
Yep. No, it sucks. It really sucks.
I am at least happy with the silver lining of some of the stuff that Zaslav has cut out has like been like picked up by someone else. Like Ruby got picked up by Viz. Most of Rooster Teeth's remnants have been picked up by one of the founders of the company.
Yeah.
Death Battle is now its own entity. But those are cases in the minority, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, we're still waiting on a fucking release of the fucking Wile E. Coyote vs. Acme movie.
That movie's been fucking shelved indefinitely, and I hate that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at the base.
You should not get to just like fucking shelve a movie indefinitely as a fucking tax write-off.
Yeah.
The fact that that tax loophole exists in the first place fucking disgusts me.
Yeah.
Damn it. Mason, an EDF unit is heading your way. I know you haven't finished the job.
You said this was gonna be easy.
Yeah, God. Now I'm pissed to say his last time again. What a fucking prick.
No, he is very much the he is very much the epitome of
corporate evil.
Yeah.
You said this was gonna be easy.
Of the corporate evil we've been talking about.
Industry. Yeah. Within the entertainment industry specifically.
Yeah. Well, that was a very dumb move of you, Mr. Police Car. Just sort of fucking dived sideways in front of my big truck that I just sort of ran through.
Now, we are talking specifically about, like, corporate evil, not like, a lot of the other evil shit that, people with power do. Because there's lines between just, like, technically legal but still ethically awful shit.
Yeah.
And actual crimes. I don't think David Zaslav has technically done anything illegal that we can prove yet. I just think he's a horrible human being who should never have been put into a position of like actual clout. And you can be a horrible person without actually committing crime.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Good work.
I'm fine, by the way.
The point is that, you know, ethics and morals are supposed to be there to cover the parts that laws can't cover.
Yep.
But, you know, rich people ignore that.
The thing is,
I know you're angry.
after a certain point, that amount of wealth just fucking poisons your brain. Because it straight up removes your ability to empathize with other people and also to consider the consequences of your actions.
Well, again...
Because you are shielded from those consequences and you cannot relate to other people because you have way too much fucking money to relate to anyone.
Well, the point is that, you know, a lot of the lower level crimes, lower level in a sense, are punished by a fine. And when you have enough money, fines aren't a punishment.
Yeah,
you get away with those smaller crimes, and then you start to think, what else can I get away with?
Yep. I also think that fines should be proportionate to income.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking double parked? Okay, that's 5% of your income for this month. Like,
I mean the
sure, it wouldn't like actually fuck over your wallet if you're a rich person, but like it would actually make you think about it twice.
Yeah. I mean the other thing is that what was I gonna say? Shit, I've forgotten. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. It's, you know, insane that anybody needs over $1 billion certainly $1 billion. Like,
yeah, no, $1 billion is like the point at which like you do not need that wealth. What could you possibly use that money for? Outside of, you know, being a dick.
The EDF are trying to find out what was in that base you leveled. There's an interrogation unit on the second...
And like, think about, you know, the good that could be done if, you know, you brought all the billionaires down to 999,999,999 and then took away everything they got over that.
Yeah, no, that'd be a lot of money that could be used for literally anything else. But like,
I mean, it's...
So remember a few years back when Elon was like, hey, I could make World of Hunger go away for just
I was
$6 billion.
about to mention the same thing.
And UNICEF was like, here's a potential plan you can do for that. And Elon's like, you know what, fuck it. Nah, I'm going to just buy Twitter instead for 7 times that much money.
Yeah.
This fucking asshole. I have a particular hatred for Elon right now, especially, but like, I'm not gonna get into that. He's just being a fucking menace in the worst possible way, and I hate it. It's just making life difficult for no good reason.
Yeah.
Fucking prick.
Anyway, well, let's get on to happier topics. I'm still rereading Codex Lara.
Hell yeah, what book you on?
Academ's Fury.
Nice, that's nice.
I've been just started it.
Oh, nice. I've been thinking about going through the audiobooks of either The Song of Ice and Fire or Dread Files. I realized I don't have any of them on hand, so I need to use some of my credits for that. I'm not sure if I should. Well, I have a bunch of credits. Like, I'm also pretty fucking hard out for money for a while.
Yeah, I've cancelled my... I basically used all my remaining Audible credits to make sure I had the Codex Alera books, because previously they were part of my mum's account, I think, or at least some of them were. So I basically filled that out. What was it? I bought the first Mistborn, and then I think I got something else. Went through all my credits, and then basically went, yeah, I'm just gonna, unsubscribe now.
Yeah. I really hate that Amazon owns one of the few viable ways to listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah.
Because fuck Amazon. But at the same time, like, Audible is a very useful tool, even if it does have, like, its issues.
Yeah.
We've got visual on an
don't
EDF
forget to
courier
click
making
sound.
I mean, to be fair, you can obviously still, listen to audiobooks
Those drones won't stand a chance.
without an Audible membership, which is nice. The day,
Yep.
the day when you can't do that is the day that I get very, very annoyed and frustrated.
Yeah, no, having to pay a fucking subscription. Like, it'd be one thing if you had to pay a subscription to access the whole fucking library.
Yeah.
It'd be another thing if it's like, you have to pay a subscription just to continue to own stuff you've already paid for. It's just like, that'd be fucking vile.
God, I'm glad Viz's subscription service started before that sort of thing became common.
Yeah, no. Fuck DRM. DRM is awful.
Yeah.
It's just Jenkins.
Like, I am contemplating just, like, finding a way to get the audiobooks somehow off in a way that's different from fucking Audible.
Yeah.
But, like, not an easy task to begin with.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Like, the most viable alternative is fucking Spotify, and I'm not going to be getting my audiobooks from fucking Spotify. I have a lot of issues with Spotify.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how much we should be discussing this, because it could be technically a crime. But there are probably ways you can do it.
Probably. Nothing we can discuss on stream, though.
Yeah. We can discuss it off stream. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe. I will have stuff to do once I actually get out of my car.
But
yeah.
I mean, God damn it, we got back onto the topic of corporate greed again when we said we were trying to get off it.
It is unfortunately an inescapable part of our current lived experience.
Yeah.
However, we can talk about other things. Hopefully we stay off that topic this time.
Okay, here's a good thing. We finally got a kiss in Green Yuri.
Yes! I'm so happy. I was like, for a while I was wondering why it was on hiatus, and I heard that the author was working on, like, the Volume 3 stuff. And the Volume 3 stuff covers up to, like, literally just a handful of chapters before that point. And with the anime adaptation announced, it is very likely that we're going to get the kiss in the anime adaptation.
Yeah.
So, color me excited and happy.
I mean, absolutely. It's... To be fair, in general terms, or certainly in general manga terms, it hasn't actually been that long, but because it is a weekly manga, and we're getting 4 pages at a time, it's felt like a while.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, it has been a while in terms of our actual timeline. It's just, like, it is only three volumes and change worth of content, which is, like, barely anything in manga terms.
Yeah.
Like, most anime adaptations of manga are, like, 3 to 4, or, like, 4 volumes, give or take.
Yeah.
Like, they adapt about 4 volumes. sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. But like, Green Yuri is currently in the
I mean,
in the wheelhouse of like
I definitely think they'll lengthen some of the stuff in the chapters out, like.
Oh, absolutely.
So I wouldn't be shocked if we do actually end with the kiss.
Or like what it comes immediately after, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not just gonna have the kiss and then that's it. That's the end of the season. That would be evil.
Roll credits. Wait, no, I want no more.
That would be rather evil.
Sam, you there?
I wish more Yuri manga got anime adaptations in the first place. But especially I wish for more complete adaptations of Yuri.
Yeah.
Because like there's we need more of it. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, get out of there.
It's not a big ask, I don't think. Like, just give me Bloom's second season already, damn it.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of good Yuri manga out there. I know Laura and I go over a lot of it each year when we do the sampler. Have you watched any of those?
I haven't. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Time is finite.
Thanks.
Is what it is.
This is one hell of an operation, you guys.
I would encourage you to check those out because we do talk about a lot of Yuri manga, and we do go over in pretty good detail, like what we think is worth reading and what we think might be better off just on the backlog.
Should come in right under
Yeah.
the bridge. They'll definitely search the building.
I mean, again, there is a case of time and money.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of the manga we discussed on there, you don't have to buy it to read
The
it.
drones will be here soon.
Because, like, you know, some of it was, a couple of them were Twitter comics, and namely, Green Yuri.
We'll have a better chance
But,
with PDF near the buildings, not out in the open.
yeah, no, like, I know that we all have a favorite website that we sometimes use when we aren't able to afford everything that we want to buy, in terms of manga.
Yeah.
Granted, not everything is present there, but most things are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now Yuri's really, really good, really a genre that's had a lot more, like, breadth and diversity in terms of, like, its tone, themes, and, like, other genre overlap.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, whereas, like, most of the older stuff is, like, very, like, Class S. You're familiar with that term, right?
I don't think so.
Here come the EDF, Mason.
It's basically like the whole, schoolgirl mooning over her senpai and, not much actual, like, intimacy of any degree really occurs, that type of thing.
Right. Okay.
Like, some of the Class S stuff did actually go into, like, did actually have, like, a kiss or, like, an actual, like, romantic coupling happen, but, like,
Yeah.
a lot of it was just more, like, on the subtext end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But that is, like, basically the roots of Yuri as a genre.
Yeah.
So there is, like, some respect for the older titles, partially because they couldn't be as explicit as they probably would be nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with, Legend of Korra being, like, a case of, like, they weren't allowed to show them actually kissing, but they were able to, like, heavily imply things. And now they're able to actually, you know, have stuff like the Owl House and She-Ra.
Yeah. Even then, Owl House got shafted.
Yeah, but Owl House got shafted for dumb reasons that weren't directly related to that.
I'm sure it didn't help.
Oh, it didn't help. But that wasn't like the sole factor, to our knowledge.
Yeah.
It was just baseline corporate stupidity, from what I can tell.
Hmm. Such incredible stupidity.
Look, we shouldn't get back onto this track because
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Avoid.
I'm sorry, I'm trying.
But yeah, we got a lot of buckets. I don't have a list in front of me. I can't really look up the fucking driving, but
Sam,
we do have a lot of
What's wrong?
series we can tackle.
Amanda thinks you're walking into
Some
a
are just one, like really short. Some are on the longer side, but a lot of very good content out there. It's nice to see that like we're getting spec-fic as Yuri as well.
Yeah.
Because like I can really dig on some good old sci-fi fantasy Yuri. I mean, I like sci-fi fantasy in general, but adding that little extra element of Yuri helps.
Yeah.
Can't think of many scenarios where adding Yuri to a piece of genre fiction would make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of any, actually.
Thanks.
Regardless.
This is one hell of an operation you guys are running.
The EDF will send
Yeah, money is unfortunately tight right now, and will probably be tight for a while, but... Fingers crossed. We, I'm sure we can manage it.
Yeah.
Under that bridge. They'll definitely search the building they attacked me in. Finish up. The drones will be here soon.
Well,
They'll be looking for me.
You'll have a better chance against the EDF near the buildings, not out in the
yeah,
open. Try setting charges near the cabin.
different note,
Wait for the EDF.
different subject rather.
You'll need to
I
time
have,
the position just right.
partially inspired by, the Grammys and the Super Bowl, I have been going into Kendrick Lamar's discography and listening to some of his albums.
Yes, you said.
Yeah, I know I mentioned it like a week or two ago. Really good stuff, honestly. I'm shocked by how much of his older stuff I recognize. Like, I didn't like a lot of it's stuff that either I didn't remember was Kendrick's work, or stuff that like I didn't realize was well, I had heard as being by Kendrick, but I just hadn't listened to it in a long time
Get in position.
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he writes some really interesting and introspective stuff. I did get some really funny shit too here and there. But, God. It still boggles my mind in retrospect just how hilariously outclassed Drake was in their feud.
Yeah.
Apparently, Drake's been trying to start shit up again recently. I can't imagine that ending well again.
No, probably not.
Mason, I'll see you at the safe house.
It might be funny to see him try, though.
It'll be funny to see him try, I'm sure. Because Kendrick will slap him down again.
On the ropes here, Mason. We have a plan to finally
Like, on one of his later diss tracks, Kendrick outright basically says he has at least 5 more diss tracks slotted in. But he could just fire off at Drake at any time. Like, there's hubris, and then there's Drake, whatever the fuck Drake is doing.
Yeah.
Like, also, he tried fucking filing a lawsuit against his own fucking record label, which is just moronic.
Yeah.
I think that's still going on in court, but, like, yeah.
Most likely.
That's what happens when you let your wealth and fame go to your head. And also don't know when to fucking just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like... I think I'm going to be getting close to my destination soon, so I might need to log off when I get there, but we're getting close to 2 hours anyway.
Yeah, we can call it soon anyway.
Yeah, I'll be there in less than 5 minutes, so... You'll have to send me, you'll have to let me know what the game, like send me a link to the Steam page for the game, because I kinda want to check that out.
It should have a Steam, but I'm playing it on PS4.
Oh, okay. Well, PlayStation Store page probably then.
Yeah. I mean, this is a game that I played back in PS3 days.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to find a hard copy then. It'd definitely be on the
Well, the
PlayStation Store.
point is it's gotten a remaster, so that's what I'm playing right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, honestly, remasters usually turn out pretty well.
Because I vividly remember what happened. I bought it when it was I think it was on sale during the first lockdown in 2020. Because I just saw it and was like, oops, I ran someone over. It's fine. They're fine.
You were like that on your way to pick it up?
I thought I'd get an early start of the game and just start running people over in real life. No, I saw it and I remembered, look, I had so much fun just, as I said, doing exactly what I'm doing here. Just going around, just fucking causing chaos and, like, demolishing shit and taking out the fucking cops. And it's like, yeah, this is... I remember having a lot of fun, so fuck yeah, I'm gonna, you know, play it. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna play it on PS4. And hey, I still enjoy it.
It's nice to have a chance to, like, replay an old game.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they have, like, remasters for the old Sly Cooper games. I kind of want to play those again.
Hmm. It's worth checking.
Because those games were... Yeah, those games were my fucking childhood.
And the other thing to keep in mind, if you go far enough back, you can probably find an emulator for them.
True. I like playing those games on the console, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah, like, good games. Except the fourth one. We don't talk about the fourth one. That one doesn't exist.
That was the fourth one?
Exactly. There are only 3 Sly Cooper games. They're all great. So yes, I should probably hop off here.
Alright, well, I've just destroyed the main building in our base again, so we can call it here.
Alright.
So, thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Slightly shorter than usual, but it is what it is. Circumstances are what they are.
Yep.
In terms of future stuff, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Next Saturday we'll be doing the whatchamacallit,
Anime of 2024.
Anime of 2024 tier list. Fucking tier maker is being a bitch about me adding the images, so I'm probably gonna have to do them sort of in 3s and 4s, but I'll manage. And then obviously tomorrow will be D&D as far as I know. Certainly I haven't heard anything different. Yeah, otherwise, please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, comment down below, and please press that bell icon to follow.
And otherwise, hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow for more D&D. Good night.
Later.